I still remember the exact moment the love in his eyes died, and I was the one who killed it.
I still remember the exact second everything inside him shattered. It didn't happen slowly, the way heartbreak is supposed to. It was instant, like someone switching off a light. One moment, hurt flickered in his eyes. The next, there was nothing at all, just coldness, just finality. And I caused every bit of it. My name is Audrey Collins. 6 months ago, I was engaged to a man named James Harrington, the only person who ever truly loved me. Today I live alone in a penthouse echoing with regret, replaying the night I destroyed us both. It happened at the Collins Foundation annual charity gala, a glittering event attended by Boston's elite. A night where everything sparkled except the inside of my relationship. I grew up in a world where appearances mattered more than feelings. My mother corrected my posture at age 5 and treated human beings like assets. I learned early that love was conditional, something you earned by being perfect. Then James came along quiet, brilliant, unassuming. He wasn't the kind of man my parents approved of. He didn't come from old money or care about social politics. He cared about his work, his mother, classical music, and me. For the first year, he made me feel like a real person, not a polished product. We went hiking, visited hole-in-the-wall diners, and for the first time in my life, I felt seen. Then he met my parents. My father made a snide remark about James being comfortable, and my mother was more direct. "Darling, he's not Collins material." Their disapproval poisoned me. I wanted their acceptance so badly that I started demanding James change. I corrected his clothes, his speech, his interests. I mocked him, gently at first, then harshly. Every time he quietly shrank back, something inside me felt safer. If he was smaller, I had control. Then came the night of the gala. He wore a simple navy suit, bought because I insisted his old one wasn't formal enough. He was nervous, hopeful, trying so hard. I barely looked at him. I introduced him to people as my +1, never my fiancé. I rolled my eyes when he joined a conversation and made nasty little jokes disguised as playfulness. Then it happened. He was talking to a young researcher named Dr. Abigail Chun, genuinely excited about education technology. They clicked instantly, discussing algorithms and learning models. James's face lit up for the first time in months. Jealousy clawed at me. I walked over, plastering on a sugary smile. "James loves to pretend he's an expert on everything," I said loudly, laughing while he stiffened beside me. "But really, he just got lucky with that app he sold." Her smile faltered. James's hands tightened around his champagne glass. Still, he stayed calm, patient, kind, until later, when he quietly asked, "Audrey, can we please leave?" "You've had a lot to drink," I exploded. "Oh, now you're monitoring my alcohol?" That's rich from someone who used to drink cheap wine in a shoebox apartment. People turned. Conversations faded. James shook his head slightly. "Please, let's not do this here," but I was too far gone. "Why not?" I shouted. "Everyone here knows the truth. You're nothing without me. Without my family's name, you're just another nobody from nowhere." Silence suffocated the room. James stood completely still. Then, slowly, he reached into his pocket, placed a small velvet box on the nearest table, looked at me one last time, and walked away. No yelling, no begging. Just finality. When I opened the box later, inside wasn't my engagement ring. It was his grandmother's sapphire ring, a family heirloom she had saved for the woman who would make her grandson happy. A woman I definitely was not. The breakup spread through Boston like wildfire. Invitations vanished. Friends stopped answering my calls. People whispered that James had woken up and escaped me. For weeks, I tried everything: gifts, letters, showing up at his office. He ignored all of it. A friend finally told me the truth. "James made you better, Audrey. You destroyed him to impress people who don't even like you." Months later, I saw him at a cafe with Abigail. They were just talking, smiling, comfortable. He looked like the version of himself I had erased. And then I heard the news. He was getting married. To her, the wedding took place at his grandmother's farm. I watched from the trees like a ghost. I saw his face when he looked at Abigail walk down the aisle. Joy, pure, unfiltered joy. Joy I once had the privilege of receiving, I left before the vows. I couldn't breathe. The wedding announcement arrived 3 days later. I placed it in my desk drawer, not as a keepsake, but as a reminder of what cruelty costs. Recently, I did the only brave thing I had left in me. I quit the Collins Foundation. I rejected my mother's world. I took a job at a small educational nonprofit, ironically similar to James's work. Tomorrow, I'm visiting his grandmother to return the sapphire ring and apologize. Not to win him back, but because the woman he loved deserves to say goodbye with dignity. I once told him he was nothing without me. The truth is brutally simple. I was nothing without him. And now I'm trying, slowly, painfully, honestly, to become someone who can look in the mirror without shame. Someone who would never again mistake cruelty for strength. Someone worthy of a love like his, even if it never finds me again. Thanks for listening. If you've ever felt like you've made a mistake you can't fix, remember that it's never too late to start becoming a better person.